Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today, you know what? I'm just so tired of our Better with Mods setup that I think we need to ramp things up a little bit. Alright, so welcome back. We have a lot to do today in regards to Better with Mods. I think we really need to at this point. Being the 30th episode, we're going to have a world download. You guys will be able to download this world towards the end of the episode. So what I do at the end of the episode, you'll be able to download. Link will be down in the description below if you guys are interested in the download. But anyways, let's kind of go over what I have planned to do. So I have a turntable here, and I kind of broke it down so you guys can see how the turntable works. So what I want to do, I want to automate urns to some extent. Automate urns. Now, that process may sound simple. You're like, oh, yeah, that'd be easy. You can just pipe everything around. Well, we do have sort of pipes. They're kind of expensive, and I don't really want to use them. I want to see if I can do this vanilla style. Automating the hopper, automating all this stuff within the next few episodes. I think that would be kind of fun. And this is one of those mods that you're probably going to see in a lot of mod packs. So you guys will be very prepared for packs like that. Yeah, I think that we could easily do this. So what my plan is, we're going to have this turntable set to its highest tick. We're going to use a timer to take a piston and push the urn off. The urn is then going to fall down into a hopper. That hopper is going to be auto-connected to a block dispenser, and that block dispenser is going to be hooked to this actual setup. We're going to move this setup, but the block dispenser is going to push into here, or the urn is going to be pushed into the block dispenser. Then we're going to have, I think we may use hoppers, I don't know. We're going to use some sort of feeder. We may have to set up two, because I think what this thing is doing is actually some of it's being spit out elsewhere, and this hopper's not collecting everything. So we're going to have to figure out a method for that. But I plan on moving this stuff into its own building. Let's get Better with Mod stuff in its own building. And what better place to do that than this cobblestone hole that we have over here where we put our mob farm. The little cobblestone hole over there. Why not do that? I think that's a great idea. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get started with that. First of all, let's move everything. Let's get everything moving. I think I'm going to use a water wheel, actually, to power almost everything that we're going to be doing at first, until we can figure out how to possibly set up maybe this mill over here. But I think a water wheel is going to be the most efficient way to do this. By all means, the water wheel is going to be the most efficient. So let me go ahead and get all of that set up, and then we're going to start working on the actual automation part. All right, so a lot of this is going to be like planning and going, figuring out how to do this ourselves. It's not going to be pretty. We'll make it look better as we go. Just like we've done all these other buildings, we'll make this look pretty once we figure out the size of the building we're going to need for it. And then we can just build the building around it. But I think, this is going to pose a challenge. We have a hole here, so we can't go down. Everything has to be built up, so nothing will be built down. We'll have to have, kind of stairwells or something like that, stairways to get up here. But right now we're gonna have to build temporary structures, because this will no longer be going in a downward direction. So what we're gonna do is I think I've kind of got an idea in place. So let's just kind of start throwing stuff together. I think that'll be the best possible way to go about this. And is to kind of throw this around. Okay, so what we have here is we have an axle here, and we're gonna have an axle here running two turntables. Actually, we need this actually split out one more. So let's take this and we'll split this out just one more in this direction. Now that I think about it, I need somewhere to put the redstone torches. So let's expand that. Drop down another gearbox. There we go. And then we'll lay down this. Perfect. And what we're going to do is put two turntables here. One turntable being a clock. The other turntable being the one that's actually going to be functional. So, let's set this to... I don't know yet. We'll have to figure it out as we go. We are going to need this to be here, because this is what's going to be placing the clay for us. This is going to be our block dispenser, pushing out clay. We also have another block dispenser. We'll use that later. So, block dispenser. This, we're going to need some sort of block here. We can change that block later on. It doesn't have to be this one. And let's get a torch. Or let's just take a bunch of redstone torches for right now. Now, this can tick like that. I don't care. That's perfectly fine. And that should tick this, I think. If not, we may have to move it out one more and make sure it has actually a redstone pulse going to it. So, let's test this out. Okay, so this does work. Okay, so it does work, but it pulls the block back in for some reason. It's being very weird. Maybe let's up this, put 2 on here. Maybe that'll prevent that from happening. I mean, if it has to hold a redstone signal, that doesn't make... Unless it's being weird about this being rotated. That is a very good possibility. Let's actually test this with clay. Because that's what's going to be on here. I mean, if this method doesn't work, then I will completely change this. Let's change it from this mode, actually. Maybe that's the issue. No. Alright, let's put you clay there. Okay. Yep. Well, this block dispenser, I know that they actually got a message saying that this is actually a bug. So this will be fixed in the newer version. We are going to go with this way for right now. I do believe, because this is not supposed to pick up the blocks. So I'm going to leave it be like that for right now. And we're going to move on. And get everything else working, because this is technically supposed to place the block and it's supposed to stay. I don't know if maybe it's because of the turntable itself being... Oh, this is a piston. What am I doing? This is a piston. This needs to be the turntable. No wonder it's not working. Let's try it with a piston this time and not a... Or with a turntable and not a piston. Because that may be causing some weird... issue in itself. Okay, no, that's not the case. Well, I thought maybe that might be the case. You never know. It may also be the way the redstone's being received. So, I'm gonna go ahead and sleep, and I'll be back, and I'll see you guys in the morning. So, temporarily, until that issue is fixed, I'm gonna go with the block placer. We already have a block placer as well in the pack, which comes from open blocks. It's actually not that bad to make. It just requires a vial, the vial stuff, the same type of stuff we used to make the sword, this stuff right here, and a piston, which we already had. So, now that this actually works, this is functioning how I want it to work, let's get to working on how the piston is going to work. So, the piston needs to be set here. And let's go ahead and get a little setup for that. So right here is where the piston will be, like that. And when this gets powered, it's going to push into an open space. And that open space is going to be here. I think I have some glass. I do. Let's use some glass for this. It's going to get pushed into a little open area. Will it be like this? There we go. And that's going to prevent this from, you know, going all over the place, all kinds of crazy. And this is going to catch it, and it's going to fall directly down. Awesome. So now that this is done, we should be ready to set up the timer system for this. So this needs to be set on the fastest mode, which I think at the moment it is. We'll find out here in a little bit when we get to actually going to working on this more. But let's go ahead and set our timer up. Now, this timer it needs to be synced up with this. If we have to, we will sync these back and forth. But basically, this needs to place a block, and then this timer needs to start working. Otherwise, this will not work at all. And I did kind of count the ticks. It's somewhere like, it's within like 34 seconds, 35 seconds, something like that. Somewhere within that time. We'll have to tweak it a little bit to get it right. But let's go ahead and get our timer built first. This is going to require a little bit of space, a little bit of cobblestone. Like I said, this is just going to be ugly right now until we can figure out exactly how this is set up, and then we can decorate all we want to our best. All right, so a redstone signal needs to travel to this block, and I'm going to have a piston or two pistons, a piston on this side, piston on the other side, pushing a redstone block back and forth. Alright, now that redstone block, as it's being pushed back and forth, I may be able to completely remove this out of the system. Whereas when the redstone hits here, there'll be a repeater. When it's over here, this piston will be extended. Now, it won't be super efficient, but it will get the job done. Alright, so like I said, we'll have a redstone block. Let's go ahead and get the redstone block out of here. Or make one, I guess I should say. Now, this is being made off of Ethos's redstone clock design. Very, very good design. I can't say any bad things about it, man. It is a great design and works perfect. Works perfect. So, every time. So, let's get this. We need comparators. So, at this point, you do need comparators. So, keep that in mind, that you will need these. And we'll set these... these need to be detecting the block behind it, so they need to be facing in this direction, I think, if I remember correctly. And then we're going to need 2 hoppers. And so what you're going to need to do is place a block down, face the hopper into the block, and then face the hopper into the other hopper. And so, back and forth. And if we put some items in here, you see that the redstone activates. Right? The redstone will activate. And then we should, once a tick happens between these blocks, you'll see it deactivates and the other one will activate. And that's how the pistons are going to work. So, pistons, where are my pistons? I may have to actually make some pistons. So, my derpy self completely did this wrong. I was trying to do it from memory, because I've set these up before, and I totally forgot that I needed sticky pistons instead of normal pistons. And then I was forgetting the redstone that goes on each side. Now, to get this started, you may have to use a lever. If you accidentally put this on the wrong side or something like that, you can do that. But, as you can see right now, it is pulsing back and forth, like we want it to. And what I'm going to do here, because I no longer have this going. Alright, I no longer have that. I want to get a repeater. And I'm going to use a repeater here to power this. Now, I don't want to use a redstone signal, and, you know, because if I use a redstone signal, it's not going to work like I want it to. So, as this moves over, this piston should retract. This should place a block at that point, right? And then when this goes back, it's just going to retract that. It's all it's doing. But we need to get this time set right. So we can actually turn this off. Let's place a lever here. And that's going to shut this down. So whenever it runs over here, it's not going to continue. So right there, we had 16. I want to try 35. Or 30, let's do 32 at first. We'll flip this back. All right, and we'll kind of judge. We can probably judge the time based on this one. That way we don't waste anything, really. It will just give us our clay back. And let's set this to the highest, the fastest tick. So right there. All right, so when this changes, we're going to place this down. All right, so whenever this retracts, this should be at urn stage, if we've done this correctly. Alright, it's at vase. Okay, it needs to go a little bit longer. And now it's at urn stage. Alright, so this actually needs more than what it's currently set at. So let's maybe add 10 more to this. Make it 42. Alright, and we'll test this out again the same way. We'll wait for this to do its thing. And I mean, if we get this set up right, then this thing will run flawlessly. Gotta wait. Alright. So, we're back again. Now, this is going to make my life a lot easier, because we can just feed this with clay, and then it'll produce soul urns for us. Or, as of right now, it'll just produce the urns. That's what we're working towards. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. So 42 seems to work. Seems to be the exact time. Okay. That is perfect. And all we can do is throw this in here and let it do its thing. Because it is actually working right now. Yep, it places it. It's going to spin it. Let's go down here. And we're going to collect our urn if this all works out. And there it goes. And thus it's going to repeat its process. Now it does have to wait the same amount of time. So technically it's wasting time at the moment, but that's okay. That's completely fine. This is technically automated, so I don't really care about that. You may be able to make it faster, but you would have to pretty much have 2 of these set up at this point and have these going in different directions. I mean, you would have to do something like that. This is probably going to be the most stable way of doing this. Also, you're going to be getting clay. So we're going to need a way to filter off clay, which we could probably easily do that. But guys, this is working. This is working. Temporarily, we place a cauldron here, and the cauldron will actually pick up our items for us. And I think that'll be a good alternative to a hopper at this point. I think it picks up items. I'm pretty sure it does. We'll find out. If this goes in here, yeah, this will pick it up for us. But guys, that's awesome. All right, so one of the next steps would be putting it into the kiln. So setting up a kiln in that general area is what we're gonna have to do, because we can filter it. I mean, filtering things with hoppers is not hard, and we could easily do that. And that's probably what we're gonna end up doing, is having hoppers route things around. So I needed to set up another system here, so I went ahead and moved my turntable, because if I put my turntable here, it'll actually affect our clock we have going on back here. So what I have going on instead is I moved it over one, and it's actually perfect, because what we're going to do is we're going to have this powering a billow, and we need to actually get our redstone flowing in this direction, because right here is where we're going to put another gearbox, and we need to power this gearbox on and off. There we go. All right, and we're going to build up our redstone signal, and we're going to pull it down here. So right here, this will detect that, and that'll stop this gearbox going here with the redstone. Perfect, and it doesn't affect our hoppers that we'll possibly have, going on here. So now we need to figure out where exactly are we going to put our kiln. Do we want to face it going this way, or do we want to have our kiln over here? And I was thinking, what would be a good place for this? And I'm thinking that possibly having it over here would be a better idea, because we can actually conceal the redstone clock part if we put our thing here. And so what we can do is take our axle, run it here, and this will all be in the background. And we can have a setup that where we place an item in, and it hopper duct to the back and gets pushed in the block placer. And then what we can have here is have another hopper duct system that automatically filters the hopper that is currently here, which we can do with hopper filters. And we can actually route that in this direction, because this should not connect to anything. Or we can route it in this way and go around with hopper ducts. Hopper ducts pretty cheap, so that's not a big deal. But as you can see, it's turning it on and off. Let's get our bellow right here. And all of our hibachi is going to be pretty easy to ignite. I forgot, this places in the direction you're facing against. There we go. Perfect. So, that is doing its thing. Now we need to set all of our hibachis down and activate them. Just like so. Alright. That should be pretty easy to do. We have them all here. Now, this is where it may get a little weird. So, we're going to have to break this. I gotta be very careful with this, because I don't want to break anything. Let's get some levers. And I need to find a good place, because I can't actually just hop down here. I will definitely die if I do that. A half slab might work? I'm not quite sure, but I will try it. Will a half slab? No, a half slab will not get me low enough. I'm gonna have to just dig back some. And that'll work from there. Perfect, that'll work. Because we've got to be able to get under here, because we only need 3 levers. So let's do that. We'll put a lever here. Turn it on. That'll flick those on. Lever here, and a lever here. Right? We may need to break this one so we can turn this one on. Perfect. And we'll finish placing these down. How nice. Okay, so that part's done. We have this, and all of our hibachis are on. So, let me break these for now. We'll put them back whenever we're ready to fire this thing up. But we do know this is the thing. So let me go ahead and sleep, and I'll be back. So it is morning time. Everything is looking mighty fine. Let's finish this up. So our kiln, as we've built before, requires a few things. I don't know if I have my brick in here. No, it's just my bricks in my inventory. So let's grab our brick, and we're going to start, building up our kiln. Same as we've done before. Minus the fact that we're going to have a block placer right there. And I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to use this block placer or just repeat the old process that I did before. Even though that's probably going to break. Yeah, that is a thing. So we'll figure that out. Let's get our block placer. We'll just place it here for right now, as that should be the normal method. And there we go. We have the kiln set back up again. I will decorate this, but I'm not so worried about it at the moment. Let me just get some blocks around here, just so we don't fall in. That's what I don't want to happen. I'll take some of this. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we have some sort of a kiln going on. And up here, we can just do this little number. How about that? How's that? That looks like a kiln to me. Okay, so this should be really easy to route over, because we'll have a hopper here. Let's do that. Let's do... I think we have hopper ducts. Hopper ducts are nice, and they will be very helpful. Also, we need to make a filter hopper. Because in the filtered hopper, we're going to filter clay, normal clay. And this is going to go temporarily into a chest. I'll just use one of these for right now. That's perfectly fine. These don't hurt anything. We'll remove this. And let's get some block for me to place this on. This will be fine. Right there. Alright, let's place our hopper, normal hopper, wherever that went. Must have taken it out of our inventory. We'll place that going this direction. We'll run hopper ducts going this way. Much like that. Oh, I have to go the other direction. Totally forgot. These are so confusing on how they work sometimes. But you do need this for it to connect to. There we go. Now we're connected up. Alright, and then on the other side, what we're going to do is take this normal filter, and this is going to automatically pull out clay. So if I throw clay and urns in here, this should fill up with that. And this technically shouldn't get clay put in it. Right? This should get urns. Unless... Does this not accept connections? Alright, we're totally going to just use block placers for right now. I thought that maybe this it can only go into the top of it. That might be a thing. I don't know. I'm going to switch to that until, you know, till maybe the next update, until something changes. I don't know. Anyways, it's in this pack. We have normal block placers, so that's what I'm going to use. So for right now, this somewhat works. We're gonna have to definitely filter off clay differently, maybe. Maybe clay. I don't know. That's a super hard thing for me to figure out. Maybe this. We could have a chest. Trying to come up with a better idea for this, because as I can see, this is not working faster than the hopper ducts. But if we took a chest, maybe this chest could be faster. Maybe the hopper duct will recognize the chest first as the first available inventory, and we'll push to that first available inventory first. I don't know. Can these accept multiple inputs? That's another question. If they can't, then we may have to filter these out from the back here. If stuff can be pulled out of here. Which they can. Okay, good. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to make sure that this does not accept those. Perfect. Whew. Okay, so issue solved. Issue solved. Another issue down that we needed to fix. So far we've got quite a lot going for us. Now let's get this working. What I should do is pull over another timer, maybe. You know what? We could probably extend the redstone signal from this, maybe. Right? Can't we extend this? We already have an existing timer. Why not make use of it, you know? Does this redstone signal here go away? That's what I'm wondering. No, it doesn't. So that is constant. But the comparator signal on the other side, that does not stay constant. Let's check. Let's see what we can do with this. Alright, so the signal that is being produced here, we really can't do much with it other than what is currently happening. Unless we move this system back one. That's a bummer. But I think we could probably just set up a normal ticking timer somehow. Man, that'd be really difficult to set up, actually. Because of the odd angle we're on. Yeah, we're definitely going to use some other method. This does not produce a redstone signal, does it, when it's activated? Trying to see how this might work. I don't know. No, that does not change anything. I don't think this even affects the blocks below it or anything like that. Correct? So if I put That is not the block that gets updated. I know, I don't know if you guys like seeing this kind of stuff, but this is the kind of derping that I normally do between, like, every episode. And you guys are getting to see it right here as I work on this stuff. Okay. That does not work either. And I don't think this inverts either. So I'm pretty sure the redstone signal is coming from here. Right? No, it's not. Okay. Redstone signal's coming from here. It would have to affect the block. Right? To be able to activate a redstone signal? Or a torch? And it would have to be directly... like, directly here. Which is going to be very hard to see, by the way. Especially since I think there's redstone directly under here. Let's just take a look. Will this activate this piece of redstone? It does. Okay, good. That means we can run this signal. Okay, that works. Look at me learning redstone as we go. Perfect. So this is actually very helpful because that means we now have a block placer timer that will run in the background and shouldn't hurt anything. We can just run a signal directly to it. Perfect. And that will place and place that. Good job. Perfect. All right. Now all we need to do is turn our kiln back on. And this should keep it blue flamed. It's set at the right ticks. Looks like it is to me. Is this going to work? Okay, it's weird because it doesn't look like it's actually functioning. Is that because of the block placer that it's being used? Well, anyways, oh wait, no, it's because not all of this is being turned. Why is that? Oh, it's because that's there. Okay, now it should work. Whew, I was about to say, what is going on? Trial and error. Trial and error, that's all it is. Alright, and we can probably put... I don't think you can put a hopper here. That's definitely not a thing. But we do have hoppers, so... let's take a few hoppers. And we'll get this set up so that way... let's, I mean, we can have it go into a cauldron, but I'm not going to do that. We'll just do it into a chest for right now. Because we still have more automation to do. This is still just the first part. And that should hopefully catch the items, especially if we do that. Alright, no items should definitely go anywhere else but there. And should end up in this chest. Right? Unless it does that. Which we could use a vacuum hopper. Now, a vacuum hopper shouldn't be too bad for us to make, right? No, we can't do it right now, but... this should work. This should work, guys. We'll definitely use a vacuum hopper. I don't know if you can place... I don't know if an upside down hopper would work up here or not. And I don't think hoppers work there. We can try. You know what? It never hurts to try. Once this is done, we're going to remove these out of here. Let me break this and actually take it out. Let's try to put a hopper here. You know? What if this actually does work? And this actually cooks. Okay, it doesn't. But it's worth it, you know, worth the shot. You never know. You never know with things like that. Now, alright, that's probably a gone piece there. Let's place this back. And an upper? Will an upper work? Like, will this actually suck an item up? I've not tried. I've not tried to do this, so I don't know. And will this work as a valid block? Another thing I don't know. Okay, it doesn't seem to be acting as a valid block. Sad, sad. Now will this work? Or do I have something else broken? Okay, it will work. Well, you know, so far we've gotten things done. I think what we'll just do is we'll simplify this even more with using a vacuum hopper. We'll set that all up next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I also wanted to mention, if you guys have sticked around to the end of this video or have stayed this long, then I know you guys are the dedicated fans that do want to know about the Discord. If you guys haven't already joined the Discord, I highly recommend doing so. It is an awesome place where you can join the conversation with our community, which is significantly growing every single day. So it's a great place to hang out. Also, I did want to mention, I do live stream on Twitch. So if you guys are interested in joining the live streams, we do have a 24-hour live stream coming up as at the time of this video's publish date. The Thursday, so it would be the 6th, I do believe, the 6th of September 2018. We're doing a live stream, a 24-hour live stream for hitting 3,000 followers on Twitch. Super awesome achievement, and man, it is happening super fast. So that's a great place to come around and actually chat with me and be interactive. It's a great way to have fun that way. So anyways, I know, enough rambling. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.